Hey, so my name is Maria Lopez, and I'm going to put together this channel, this thing, to talk about healing. And I want to do it because I wish I'd have known me 20 years ago when I started this journey, and I wish I'd known someone like me who could have certainly cut out just so much kind of wasted time and going down the wrong places. Hours on the floors of Barnes and Nobles reading about ways that we can heal. And in the end, I suppose the truth is that we have to do it, and it's our journey. We build ourselves, we have to dismantle. And that's the thing no one wants to do, right? Like, oh. But we can go around in circles and say, oh, why am I like this? And why am I still in that shitty relationship? And why is that I still in that shitty job? And why am I still married and I don't want to be? Whatever. The truth is, it's quite simple and not. You've got to go in there yourself. If you're traumatized, I didn't even know I was, but I was severely traumatized. That child is still alive in you. Oh yes, you're 100 years old, for God's sake, it's gone. No, energy lives within us. It doesn't die, especially if it's traumatized. It stays alive. So therapists, self-help books, ultimately you are your own pharmacy. You have access to all of it within you. The thing is, it's tough, not tough, but the journey back requires that you discipline yourself to get out of all the obstacles out of the way. And the two things that I finally got to, which were the most powerful pieces of software or learning, was meditation. Because meditation, you build a muscle. And I'm not talking about the whole spiritual, no. I'm talking about I started that way, doing the whole Zen thing or whatever. But I eventually ended up on my own cushion, doing it every day, more and more time. It's like the gym, it's like a muscle. You build this muscle of seeing, and slowly the thoughts begin to slow down, and you can see what's going on, and you're not running around like a crazy person. So that's number one. That's really powerful. You become the seeing platform within yourself. And the second one, the dynamite of the universe, it certainly was for me, it was ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is just, for me, was the explosive that broke down so many walls. If shit happens to you very early on, and mine was pretty horrific, I had no idea, then what happens, and evolution is very clever, is you become like this airbag. You build the self. It's an airbag. It's covering the horror, because you're forged basically when you arrive, when you're at your most powerful, you're most powerless, you're most vulnerable. You're basically alone and powerless and small, and you can't challenge anything, and suddenly this kind of 100-foot wave comes at you of hell. What do? Boom, you build this kind of unstable kind of airbag that becomes this ego that is built in reference to where it's built. It seems powerful, but it's actually very weak. It's like a vault. It's limited, but it's hiding the scene of the crime, because you are the scene of the crime that you cannot get to. And in my experience, it's almost like I'm here and my true self is in Jupiter or somewhere. It's just, you're just shut off, cut off. So I would like to do this for all the me's out there, and I'm saying all the people that don't understand, like, how am I going to get to me? You're going to spend 20 years doing this. And I'm not, again, this isn't a 1-800, you get fixed tomorrow. It's a long, hard, arduous process. depending how powerful your armor is, my armor was extraordinarily powerful, and I think your armor is as strong as a trauma that happened. So perhaps people have less armor, I don't know. I can only talk from my experience. This is not an intellectual thing, none of it. It's all been the hard slog. Books, I can read 1,000 of them, easy peasy. The hard slog of really sitting there and seeing the thoughts that are coming up, and sitting in a ceremony and seeing in a hologram, actually reliving the moment the trauma happened. Now that is something else. And again, nothing ends the meditation, nothing ends the ayahuasca. Your brain will continue to download the information until it's all out there. So everybody goes, oh, if I just do an ayahuasca ceremony, I'll be all fine. No, you won't. The ayahuasca is incredible. It will open up the room that was closed. But then you have to keep addressing what it showed you. It will, if you really surrender, she'll constantly give you downloads of information. I mean, I call it a she, something, everybody calls it, for me it's a mother, right? The Indians, they call it uni, it's not. It's both male and female. None of that really is of any consequence at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we just want to heal. I want to know who I am and why, you know, we're not living up to the fullest of our potential. And I'm talking about across the board, in relationships, in your life, whatever, but everywhere. What, I think ultimately this the question is, because ultimately the wall is fear. What fear is stopping you? What terrifies you that you can't see, that's stopping you from living the most powerful, explosive life? And again, it's my experience. You say, blow it out your ass, Maria, I don't give a shit. But I can tell you that fear, that facing that fear, I literally had to go and convince my children in an ayahuasca ceremony to give up the predator. The fear was so tremendous. So yeah, I hope that you'll follow me, come here, and that you can ask me questions, and I'll give you as much information and really go through the process of the last, an ongoing process of how this thing has worked. It's an amazing story. It's crazy, but then all our lives are amazing and crazy, and hopefully it'll be of some, it'll alleviate some of what's going on with you, and yeah, we can have a discourse and an interaction about things that really matter. I mean, Prada bags and fucking Rolls Royces, yeah, great, love them, want them all, but you know, true, that the healing from within, and the happiness that happens, and the kind of the healing of that soul, of our heart, is really ultimately the win, the ultimate lottery win. To get there, to see how much you put away, to see, it's not easy, but it's a gift. It makes us whole. We finally arrive. We can finally participate in this game. So, yeah. Come and see me, or come and listen, come and interact, and let's, I think, hopefully, you know, get everybody to get their, it's really about get your power back. Get your power back. Not through me, not through anyone, but you yourself become your own guide to rescue and to heal yourself. Not someone in a funny outfit or a piece of a medication or whatever. I mean, the body's this incredible pharmacy. It contains the whole fucking universe. Own it. I.